What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. For this one, I got a new one for you guys. So, something I've been wanting to check out for a while. I almost did get this module at one point, but I will give the little backstory on that in a minute. You guys saw the little trailer or a teaser I put out as a short before. So, we're going to be trying out the SA-342 Gazelle. I flew against this in the Verpal helicopter fight a couple of weekends ago, and it was a pretty formidable helicopter to fly against. So why not give it a try? It seems like it handles pretty well. So I did watch a video on it, breeze through the manual really quick for a few things. So we're going to go from a cold start. We're going to fly it around for this one. We're going to just see how the flight characteristics are. It does have one quirk that I do have to get used to. I will touch on that once we get up and running. But other than that, I've been looking forward to this, and I was going to get this module, but then the OH-58 Delta Kiowa Warrior came out, and that one won out over the Gazelle. So, fast forward a little bit, here we are. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how we like it. I am flying this on the 2-week trial version, so I do have it until 14 September 2025. So we're going to fly it around a little bit in this video, and then the next couple of videos we will put a couple of weapons on it, and we'll see what we could do air to air with it and air to ground wise with it. We'll see how stable it is. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and let's see what we can do with the Gazelle. All right. Excuse me, guys. All right. Everything is in French, I believe, in this. So that's okay. That's the one language I do not know anything about. Or one of the many I do not know anything about. Alright, so this thing can be a little tricky to start. You got to be careful. So I'm not going to give too much of a tutorial on how to start this thing, because I'm still getting used to it myself. So let me just get going with it. If I get comfortable enough, then I'll shoot a quick down and dirty how-to with it before the trial expires. Or if I do end up with it, then we can work with it at our leisure. So let me just fire this thing up really quick, and I'll walk you guys through a couple little things here and there, but let's see what we could do here. Battery, alternator, generator, that's on. Let's get our fuel pump on. Alright, that's gonna run for 20 seconds. So let's do that. Hold that until she stops wobbling. Let's uncage this thing. Okay, so our standbys are uncaged. Alright, everything looks good. That should be good to go. We should have started the timer, but that's alright. Alright. Let's get our starter going. 2,500 RPMs, what we're looking for. rotor brake is off. Alright, now here comes the fun part. So let me concentrate on this, guys. I'll be back with you once I get this thing running. So you still have to get used to this just a little bit. So far, so good. The trick with this apparently is you have to do this very slowly and carefully, guys. Alright, we are up and running. Okay, perfect. So, it's the first time that I've started this thing, so I'm actually very happy that it worked out. So the little quirk that I'm talking about is, if you guys noticed on the startup, the rotor blades started turning to the right instead of the left, as you're used to with the QE, Blackhawk, the Kiowa, the Apache, the OH6, the Cayuse, anything like that. So that plays a little bit different into how we're going to take off and hover with this thing. Because instead of adding left rudder, we're going to have to add in a little bit of right rudder pedal. So let's see. Let's just get through the rest of the startup, and then we'll worry about doing that in a moment. Let's get that set. That goes up one. Those on. Countermeasures are on. We're not going to need those, but let's just get them on anyway. Pitot heat, trimmer. A couple more things, guys, and then we're be ready to go. Set that on. Those lights are out. That's ready to go. Alright guys, I think we are pretty good to go. We have no lights on, no alarms on. Let's close the doors. I'm not going to worry about the camera system for now. Let's just worry about how to fly this thing first and make sure we can actually handle this thing or like how it flies before we worry about playing with any of that. So, here we go, guys. Let's see what we can do with this thing. So, we're just going to take off. We'll try hovering. We'll fly it around. We'll see if we can do a couple of maneuvers. We'll get down low with it. We'll see how well she handles. And we'll go from there. Alright, here we go. The first flight with the SA-342 Gazelle. So we're going to have to add some right rudder in on this one, like I said, because of the way the rotors are turning. Let's see what happens. Let's see how stable she is. Oop, she's getting light in the skids. Here we go. A little bit of right rudder. Left stick. Forward a little bit. There we go. Okay, she's pretty stable, actually, guys. I'm impressed. You have to actually work with it and control it a little bit. You have to stay on top of it. She's a little sensitive. Let's just keep it on the taxiway lugs. There we go. Interesting. Let's see if we can go for an intersection departure. I do have to say, at low speed, she is very, very, very... I'm trying to find the word that I'm looking for, guys, but... she handles very well at low speed like this. Wow. This comes very close to the OH6 for me for handling it on the ground like this. I'm not going to count the Black Hawk or the Apache because they have wheels and you can taxi them. This is just skids only. Between the Cayuse, the Huey, and this is tied pretty close with the OH6. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see me do a little bit of a shootout video between this and the OH6 at the low speed handling like this. Okay, I'm liking this actually so far. Alright, here's our turn off for the runway. This does handle pretty well. Let's see what she does in flight, though. Alright, let's see if we can actually hold short. Easy, 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 easy. There we go. Not killing ourselves. Alright, not bad for the first time. I mean, I know there's no air traffic, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Alright, let's take off and see what this thing can do. Alright, here we go, guys. We're flying the Gazelle. Let's see what we can do with this thing. I don't know any of the limits on this thing, so I'm going to be a little careful, because I don't want to break anything. She seems pretty stable so far, actually, guys. I'm really not gonna lie. Let's get a little external view and see what she looks like in the air. It almost looks like an elongated OH-6. Minus the Fenestron tail rotor on it. And a couple of other gizmos, but... yeah, she sounds pretty cool too, I'm not gonna lie. The visibility is awesome. I do like that. The forward-looking visibility and the up-top visibility, not bad. Even the side doors aren't terrible, but let's see what we can do maneuvering-wise with this thing. Let's see how maneuverable she actually could be. So we'll try a couple of snap turns and try to spin her around on herself and whatnot. And then we'll see how she handles with that. And if she does good, then I'll try my usual stunt with a helicopter. And then we'll be bringing her over the top and try and loop her around and see what she could do. Let's see. Let's start a couple of turns and see what we could do with this thing. Okay, so she can snap around pretty quick. And she comes back into a hover extremely quickly. Wow, okay. Ooh, okay. Try and maneuver this thing a little bit. Oh, wow. Whoa, this thing is... Oh, okay. This is a little bit different than I thought it was going to be, guys. I did not think this thing was going to be this maneuverable and this agile. Oh, wow. Whoa, okay, this thing... Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, this thing is extremely maneuverable. I was not expecting any of that. Okay. Let's bring this thing upstairs and see if we can loop this thing around. It climbs like an airplane. This thing is legit climbing like an airplane, guys. Wow. What the hell? Seems like she's got plenty of power behind her. Alright, so far I'm impressed with this. Yeah. Okay. So far I'm liking it. See what this is all about. Well, that's warming up. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. Look at that. Alright. Alright, let's start some forward airspeed here. Let's see what this thing can do. Oop, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but alright. I can't really complain too much about that. It did recover nicely, though, I'll give it that. Alright, let's go weave and bob this thing in and out of a couple of buildings. Let's see, test this thing's agility. We'll go from there. I am liking the maneuverability of this so far, just from doing the little things that we've done. I can see why this thing is a very nimble and tough opponent in a dogfight. But we're going to try that out as well while we have it for the trial period. All right. Alright, here we go. Let's see what this thing can do. Oh man, wow, this thing is nimble. We're not going to try that just yet. Last time I did that, did not work out too well for me. Oh, I am really flirting with disaster. Oh. When I say Bugs doesn't learn, guys, I mean that wholeheartedly, that Bugs does not learn ever when to not do something. Up we go. That's a little too low for us. She can bob up pretty quick, and then she can dive back down. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm really liking this thing so far, guys. I really am. And I believe this is a Polychops simulations module as well, just like the OH-58. Oh shit. Well, that's what happens when we get a little too stupid now, isn't it, Bugs? Well, that was fun while it lasted. I don't know what I was just thinking on that one, but... well, like I said earlier, guys, when I said Bugs doesn't learn, Bugs doesn't learn. That was fun. I really am liking the Gazelle so far. I did not know this thing was that maneuverable and agile. I'm really enjoying this. The next video I'm going to do for you guys with this is we're going to do a little ground attack work just to get used to how the weapons work, and then we'll try some air-to-air against another couple of helicopters with it. But so far, this is pretty cool. I could definitely see a place permanently in the hangar for her. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the rest of the flights work out with it. But I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed flying the Gazelle. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. Check out Bugs' DCS Crew's Discord. Hop on in for a flight. And until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.